George Bernard Shaw is one of the greatest playwrights in the world. He died more than 70 years ago, but his plays are still clever and funny. Today, we're going to show you one of his masterpieces, his most famous show, Pygmalion. The play was turned into a film and was so successful that Bernard Shaw was awarded an Oscar for his screenplay. He also won the Nobel Prize for Literature and became the first writer to win both of the distinguished awards. What is this story about? Pygmalion is the story of Henry Higgins, a professor of phonetics, who makes a bet with his friend Colonel Pickering that he can transform a common farmer girl, Elisa into a proper lady. Higgins succeeds in teaching her how to speak a proper upper-class accent. In Shaw's time, upper-class people pronounce their words clearly. However, the working class in London spoke with a strong Cockney accent and often used incorrect grammar as well. In Pygmalion, Higgins believed that he can teach anyone to sound like a member of English upper class. So, enjoy our performance. Let the show begin. It was rainy heavily in Congan. Under the entrance to St. Paul's Church, a group of people gathered, shaking the water off their clothes and peering out at the rain.
Where can Freddy be? He's been gone for 20 minutes.
I don't know. He must have found the cab by now.
I'm afraid I can't find the cab.
Oh, Freddy, you didn't try properly. Go and look again.
There aren't any cabs, I tell you. The rain came out suddenly, and everybody wanted to take a cab.
Don't be silly, Freddy. Go and look again and don't come back until you find the cab.
Oh, very well. I'll go.
Oh, Freddy, look where it's going, won't ya?
Sorry!
Excuse me, but tell me, how you know my son's name?
Oh, he's your son, is he? He don't spoil my flowers, he didn't pay me. Will you pay me?
Don't give her any money, Mother. You shouldn't give her anything.
Please be quiet, Clara. Have you got any pence?
No, I've got only 6 pence.
Give it to me. Here you are, girl.
Thank you, lady.
Oh, what dreadful weather. Bananas.
And buy yourself some food, girl.
I'm sorry, I haven't any change. No, wait. Here's the pence. You can have it.
Thank you.
Are you from Listen Grove, young lady? Aren't you?
How did you know? You're a fortune teller. Where he comes from?
Cheltenham, Borough, Cambridge, and then India.
Quite right. How on earth did you know that?
It's simply phonetics, the science of speech. It's my job and also my hobby.
Really?
I can tell where anyone from by the way they speak.
But can you make a living doing that?
Actually a good one. Do you see these creatures with terrible English? In just 3 months I could pass her off as a duchess.
You ain't serious.
Well, that's very interesting. I'm an expert on Indian dialects myself.
Are you? Do you know Colonel Pickering? He wrote a book about Indian dialects.
I'm Colonel Pickering. Why you?
I am Professor Henry Higgins.
I came to London to meet you.
How wonderful. Come and see me tomorrow. I live at 27 A Wimpole Street.
I look forward to seeing you in the morning.
Buy a flower before you go.
Here you are.
Thank you.
The few coins that Higgins gave the flower girl didn't mean much to him, but they made a huge difference to her. It's important to help people who have less than we do. Colonel Pickering visited Professor Higgins the next day. The two men sat in Higgins' study and discussed the wide variety of Indian dialects.
Excuse me, Professor Higgins. There is a young woman here to see you, sir. She's a very common girl with a dreadful accent.
Oh no, this is the girl I met last night. Get out, girl. I don't want you here.
Don't you be so rude to me. I'm come to have lessons. I am.
Pickering, shall we ask her to sit down or shall we throw her out?
Do sit down. Now tell us, what is it you want?
I want to be a lady. He said he could make one. So, here I am, ready to pay him for lessons.
What is your name?
Eliza Doolittle.
And how much do you intend to pay me for the lessons?
Well, I ain't paying much for learning my own language, so I won't give more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
A shilling? Oh no.
Higgins, I have an idea. You are the greatest teacher alive. Do you think you can make this girl into a lady in time to the ambassador's party?
I don't know.
I'll bet you all the expenses of the experiment you can do it, and I'll pay for the lessons.
You're a real gentleman, sir.
It's certainly an interesting experiment. She's so very common and very dirty.
Oh, I am dirty. I washed my hands and face before I come here. I did.
Take her away and clean her, Mrs. Peace.
What do you think of that, Miss Doolittle?
Well,
You shall stay with me for the next 6 months and learn to speak beautifully. Then we shall go to the ambassador's ball. If you pass off as a lady, you shall start life as a lady in a flower show.
I agree.
4 months passed. Eliza worked with Professor Higgins for hours every day to speak the English language the way a lady would speak it.
Your vowels sound terrible. Try harder, Eliza.
But I am trying. This is the best I can do.
Now repeat after me. How kind of you to let me come.
How kind of you to let me come.
No. Kind of you. Kind of you. It's like cup of tea. Kind of you. Wait. Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. Can you hear the difference? Put your tongue on forward and still squeeze at the top of your lower teeth. And say cup.
Cup.
Then say off.
Off.
Then say cup, off.
Cup, off. Cup of tea.
Oh no, this is going to be ghastly.
Control yourself, Higgins. Give us a go.
It was hard work, and Eliza often became frustrated and angry. However, one day, Professor Higgins decided to test Eliza by introducing her to some upper-class people at his mother's house.
Good afternoon, Mother.
What are you doing here, Henry? You know that it's a day when I invite people to tea, and you offered all my friends.
Nonsense.
You do! You say the wrong things to them, and they never visit me again.
Sorry, Mom. You know, I'm not good at small talk. Anyway, there is a girl I want you and your friends to meet.
Oh, Henry, do you mean that you've fallen in love? At last?
No. I haven't fallen in love. This girl is a project.
A project?
Yes, she's a very common flower girl. I picked her off the street and I'm teaching her to speak like a lady.
Oh, Henry.
Don't worry, Mom. I've taught her to speak properly, and I've told her to talk only about the weather and everybody's health. It will be quite safe.
Okay, now, Henry, be nice.
Good afternoon. How do you do?
How do you do? This is my son, Henry.
How do you do?
How do we do?
Do come in, Colonel. Let me introduce to Einsberg Hill.
How to do?
How do you do?
Elisa, when are we going to talk until she comes? What do I know of philosophy and poetry?
How do you do?
How do you do? This is Mrs. Einsberg Hills, her daughter Clara, and her son Freddie.
How do you do?
Will it rain, do you think?
There is no great change in the barometrical situation.
Oh,
Here, what are you laughing at? I haven't said anything funny, have I?
I hope it won't turn cold. Our whole family suffered from influenza when the weather turns cold.
My aunt died of influenza. At least that's what they said. If you ask me, they did the old woman in.
Did her in? What on earth do you mean, my dear?
it's in slang. It means to kill someone.
Do you mean that someone killed your aunt?
Yes, she was as strong as a horse. Ain't no way she died of influenza. Not her.
Oh, that's terribly funny.
What? What are you laughing at? This is not funny at all.
It's a new slang. You do it so well.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Goodbye. Thank you all so much.
Well, I really don't think I can manage it in Slack.
Oh, mother, people will think we are so old-fashioned when you didn't get too used to it.
It's time for us to go. We have another home to visit this afternoon.
It's been a pleasure. Do visit me again. See you later.
Thank you, mother.
What do you think, Mom? Is Elisa a lady?
You silly boy. Of course she's not a lady.
Why am I not?
She's beautiful, her pronunciation is perfect, but she always stay a flower girl. Now, you two, where does the girl live?
Well, she lives with us, of course.
I have moved there. Henry and I are working together on Indian dialects.
I see, but is she a servant or she is a house girl? Who is that exactly, Elisa?
I think I know what you mean.
Well, I don't. All I know this girl is useful.
Useful?
Yes. She know where everything is.
Don't worry, Mrs. Higgins, we'll find her something to do.
Well, Mother, we must go.
Yes, we have to prepare Eliza for her visit to the ambassador's party.
The next day arrived. Higgins was about to find out if he would win his bet, as he and Pickering accompanied Eliza to the ambassador's party.
I can't believe my eyes. Look how dashing everyone looks.
Don't forget, Eliza, you look like one of them now. Do your best to sound like one too.
How do you do?
How do you do? I wonder who this lady is. She looks stunning, doesn't she? How do you do? How do you do? Your English is perfect. You sound exactly like Queen Victoria.
I say she is a common flower girl, taught to speak by an expert.
She must be a princess at least. I cannot do this anymore. And young lady has just told me I speak exactly like Queen Victoria. I'm sorry I have lost your bet. I shall never be the same as these people.
You have not lost it, dear. You have won it 10 times over.
Now, let's get out of here. I have had enough of you fools.
It was midnight, but Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickering were wide awake. They had just returned from a very busy day.
What a day! First the ambassador party, then a dinner party, and then the opera.
Yes, but we did it, Pickering. We convinced everyone that Eliza is a lady.
You did it all, Higgins.
Thank goodness it's all over. The thing was interesting at first, but then I got incredibly bored.
At last I can go to bed. Good night.
Good night. What on earth have I done with my slippers?
Here are your slippers.
What? What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with you. I won your bet for you and you're just fine. But what about me?
You won my bet? You? I won it. Why did you throw the slippers at me?
Oh, you don't care. I'm nothing to you. You care more about your slippers.
Eliza, I'm going to bed now. I will see you in the morning.
The next morning, Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickering were extremely upset to find that Eliza was missing. Higgins decided to visit his mother and ask her to help him find Eliza.
Eliza has disappeared.
Well, perhaps you upset her.
Of course I didn't. She just left without any explanations. What am I to do?
Well, there's nothing you can do. The girl has a right to leave if she chooses.
But I can't find anything. I don't know when any of my appointments are. I'm in a mess without Eliza.
Eliza came to me in this morning. She told me of the terrible way you treated her.
You must right, Higgins. We were certainly unkind to Eliza last night.
Is she very angry?
Well, she won't go back to Wimble Street, but if you promise to behave yourselves, I shall ask her to come and talk to you.
Of course, we'll behave ourselves.
Henry,
Oh, all right.
tell Miss Doolittle to come downstairs.
How do you do, Professor Higgins? How do you do, Colonel Pickering?
Eliza, you look like a true lady.
Quite chilly this morning, isn't it?
Get your things and come home.
Anyone can learn to speak properly and dress properly, but the true difference between a lady and a flower girl is how she's treated.
And how is she treated?
Yes, I shall always be a flower girl to you, because you always treat me like one.
I do not.
And I will always be a lady to Colonel Pickering, because he always treats me like one.
Will you forgive Higgins and come back?
He only wants me back to carry up his slippers and fetch for him.
I don't want you back at all.
Very well. I will do without you. I will marry Freddie Ainsworth Hill. He writes to me 2 or 3 times a day. He truly loves me.
That young fool? He couldn't get a job. How will you live?
I'll work as a teacher.
As a teacher? And what will you teach?
I will tell you everything you taught me.
I like you like this, Eliza. I've really made you into a woman, after all.
Honestly, Professor, I can't even imagine what you are without me.
I'm Professor Henry Higgins. I have some.
Where are you going, butcher? Here are you, Slippers.
What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
There's nothing wrong with you. Oh no, there's nothing wrong with you. I found your bed, and you're just fine. But what about me?
You want
You're simply unkind to Eliza. Eliza, listen.